my ladies, and welcome back to the Joy Talk. My name is Vanessa Joy, as you know, and I'm so excited to be here with you guys for episode 5. Ladies, we have made it to episode 5. Now, I know last week I was like, we're episode 5. Can you believe it? Totally not realizing that we were episode 4. So today we can really officially celebrate episode 5. And by doing so, I just want to take a moment to thank you all, each and every one of you who has joined me, who has tuned in, who have watched a video, listened to an episode, whatever your jam is, whatever your platform is. Thank you so much, because there's just so much more to come and we are just getting started, and I'm just really grateful and blessed that you are here with me, and I'm grateful and blessed to be doing what I'm doing because I love it. I love it so much. Now, ladies, I got a special topic today, and I think it's really gonna hit a few, I don't want to say nerves because I don't want to hit nobody's nerves, but I think it's going to hit a little bit of inspiration for a lot of our ladies out here, and even for me. And that is the concept of deconstructing yourself and reconstructing yourself. Deconstructing yourself and reconstructing yourself. Now, ladies, I'm not talking about reinventing yourself. I don't want to talk about reinventing yourself. You're reinventing yourself. I mean, if that's your jam, fine. But I really want to hone in on the fact and the idea and the concept of deconstructing yourself and reconstructing yourself. Now, you may be like, what is she talking about right now? What does that even mean, to deconstruct and reconstruct yourself, if we're not talking about reinventing ourselves? Deconstructing ourselves and reconstructing ourselves is so much more empowering and so much more juicy, I would say, than just saying I'm trying to reinvent myself. No, I don't want you to reinvent yourself. I want you to deconstruct and reconstruct and build yourself up for the next level of your life. Now, I mentioned time and time again how us women, we go through different motions. We go through different chapters. We move through life in a different way. And those different ways and those different chapters and those different moments of our lives asks us to become another version of ourselves, ask us to become and step into a new version of ourselves. And this is where the concept of deconstructing and reconstructing ourselves is very important, because there are times when you're going to move up in your life, when you're going to move forward in your life, where you're going to have to deconstruct and reconstruct yourself. Deconstructing meaning for me is like you're going to have to deconstruct what is no longer available for you in this new chapter of your life, in this moment of your life, in the present time. Deconstructing everything that makes up for who you are and what's going on in your head, what's going on in your heart, what's going on in your body. Deconstructing that and understanding what is no longer serving me. What is no longer serving me? And the first part about deconstructing ourselves, I think, as women, is like letting go of identities, letting go of an image, letting go of this attachment of self that we once were. Like, it doesn't matter if when you were 20, you used to be this XYZ. It doesn't matter if you used to do this. It doesn't matter if you always were recognized and known for this. If that doesn't belong to you anymore, if that is not part of your identity today, it does not matter. It does not have to follow you in the future. It does not have to be with you in the present time. Like, there's so many parts of us, of our identities, that we allow other people to identify us as. Like, there's so many parts of us, of our identities, that we create and we are because of someone else, because someone else says that. Like, for example, I'm just going to make this idea really clear. You know, when you used to be a girl, when you used to be a kid, and you said you used to be really good in class and you used to be really good in school, what happened to you? Well, you know what? Maybe I don't understand what I'm learning in university and it doesn't match what I'm doing and what I want to be doing. It's okay not to be the little girl who was in 5th grade, who was really good in art class and not be that good in university. And it's okay if you're not that creative in your job today. It's okay, letting go of these identities and these ways that people use to define us or describe us is really important when it comes to deconstructing ourselves. Because that's the thing. We used to be this person. Well, maybe we're not today. If you still are, good, but maybe you are not today. And this is the reflection I want us to all have together in this episode, is like, what is needed for me to deconstruct? What should I deconstruct within myself? What are the things that do not that do not serve me anymore, and that are not who I am anymore? That's not who I am. Like, who I was personally, Vanessa Joy, in my 20s is completely different than who I am as a woman in my 30s. Completely different. And I'll probably be very different than who I was in my 30s when I'm going to be in my 40s, God willing. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's allowing us to deconstruct and allowing us to know that we're allowed to let go of things that do not serve us anymore. I'm trying to say that no longer serves us. That's what I'm trying to say. And it's just like going all weird in my head. Allowing yourself to deconstruct, okay? So first deconstruct the identity that other people have of you. You used to be really good in sports. You used to be really good at this. You used to love working as a marketing VP. You used to always be a corporate gal. You used to be really good at being this type of wife. Okay, well, maybe today, this identity, I want to evolve it to something else. I want to become a business owner. Even if I was good in a corporate life, I want to be this. I want to deconstruct the things that no longer, once again, I was trying to do it again, that no longer serves me. So deconstructing an identity that someone has given to you or that you've given yourself. Another thing that's really important when we're trying to deconstruct ourselves is deconstructing thoughts, limiting beliefs, and fears that do not know. Ladies, what is my problem today? Deconstructing thoughts, fears, beliefs that no longer serve us. Okay, example. When you were in your 20s, or maybe in your early 30s, or whatever period of your life, in your 30s, 40s, whatever, and something happened to you, something bad happened to you, where you could no longer trust the person you were in a relationship with, for example, okay? It's okay that was a painful moment, and it's okay that you lost trust in that person. But it's also important to recognize that in today's present moment where you want to move forward, there are things you cannot bring in the future, because that is going to impact your future relationships. And that's really important. The nuance here is very important, because there are things that happened in our past. There are things that hurt us. There are things we're not healed from. There are things that will always hurt us. But it's important to deconstruct that. I'm not trying to say erase that, but deconstruct that. It's not your story today. It's not your story in your future. It's not something that you have to bring forward every time you do something new, and you have to bring yourself back to remembering that moment. No, deconstruct that. Remove that from the experience that you are living right now in order to grow. Understand that it's there. Do the work to heal from it, but don't bring that into don't bring that ingredient into the recipe of today. Don't bring the ingredient from the past in the recipe of today, because your present moment and your future does not have anything to the people in your present, the moments that you have in the present moment, the experiences that you're going to be living in the present moment and your future don't necessarily have a relationship, don't necessarily correlate with your past. Like, I know you know what I'm talking about, ladies. You know, when there's people in our lives from our past, there's experiences in our lives from our past that we think about them and we're just like, oh, why did I go through that? Why did I put myself through those situations? Why did I trust this person? Why did I, even make time for that person? But these experiences, these persons, these individuals are not here in your present moment, and they're not going to be here in your future moment, because you won't be choosing those types of people to be around you. You won't be choosing to be in experiences that brought you those types of situations. So it's important to deconstruct that. Remember, like, you don't have to bring that forward. It doesn't have to be baggage. And I'm really trying to be careful what I'm saying here, because I'm not trying to ladies, I'm too excited today. I can't even talk. I'm not trying to diminish the fact that we have a past that can be really heavy. I'm not trying to diminish that at all. But I'm trying to say is that it doesn't have to live in the present moment. It doesn't have to be part of our relationships in the present moment or in the future. Because, some people we're going to meet in our lives, in our present life and in our future life, that have nothing to do with the hurt that happened to us in the past, that have nothing to do with the fear that we have from the past, but they can help us disseminate that fear. They can help us disseminate those situations by creating new pathways, by creating new positive situations, and by creating positive experiences with us. But it's important that we're able to let go and deconstruct the fact that this belongs in the past, and who I'm trying to be in the future does not have any part in what the past had to bring for me. Okay, so deconstructing yourself, letting go of identities that you once had or people have put upon you, deconstructing and removing, detaching fear, emotions, past experience from who you are today. Okay, and deconstructing from an idea, ladies. Deconstruct from the idea of who you were once supposed to be. This is a big one. There's so many times in our lives, women, where we're going to be like, I had this idea of who I was going to be in my mid-30s, in my 40s, in my 50s. I had this idea of how my life was going to be. Deconstruct, let go of this idea. The idea of who you were supposed to be is not serving who you are going to be. Bring this power back to you. Bring this power back to you. Just ask yourself, who do I want to be? Who do I want to be? What do I want to bring forward? What am I trying to experience? What do I want to accomplish? That is how we move forward. It's not about, when I was 16, I had this idea of I was going to be this. That's great. That idea is great for that 16-year-old of you. But who are you trying to be today? Letting go. To be able to move forward is also about letting go of ideas that hold us back. Letting go of ideas that hold us back, I was doing it again, that no longer serve us. Letting go of that is really important, okay? So when we're trying to deconstruct, it's because we're trying to understand, like, what is not serving me today? What is not important for me today? What do I want to let go of in order to become the version I want to be in my life today? Like, what type of woman do I want to be? And that's really important. Like, asking yourself, what type of woman I want to be? What type of wife do I want to be? What type of businesswoman do I want to be? What type of professional woman I want to be? What type of mom do I want to be? What type of girlfriend do I want to be? What type of daughter do I want to be? What type of friend do I want to be? What type of sister do I want to be? What type of life do I want to create for myself? And what are the things that I need to deconstruct and reconstruct in order to get myself closer to the experience of life that I want to be living? Yes. Oh. I went on a wave on that one, ladies. But for real, deconstructing and reconstructing yourself is exactly that. Having a moment with yourself and identifying, having this awareness of what's the identities I want to let go of, what are the past fears, past experiences that I got to let go of, and what is the idea of myself that I got to let go of, so I'm able to reconstruct myself. And what does that mean when you reconstruct yourself? It's literally like renovation. You're tearing down the old foundation, you're tearing down all the mold, you're tearing down all the things that do not serve you in your house, and you're making sure that you're rebuilding in a way that looks like you, that feels like you, that just, has all the marble and the kitchen and all the things that we love in our kitchen. Those type of things, okay? We're not trying to, rock with some old cabinets that do not work for us anymore. We're trying to have like that new shower, raindrop shower. We're trying to have a new vibe. We're trying to have a vibe that feels like us. So that's what it means when you're trying to deconstruct and you want to reconstruct. This literally like tearing down the house and bringing back a house, building back up from the ground up, And there are going to be many times in our lives that we're going to deconstruct and reconstruct. There are going to be many times in a year that we can deconstruct and reconstruct ourselves. Like as a woman, for me, I've deconstructed so many times. There's so many things that I've been like, no, there's so many behaviors that I've decided I was going to deconstruct. There's so many behaviors that do not serve my present and my future. And sometimes, I'm not going to lie, those behaviors come back and I have to deconstruct them and be like, no, I cannot bring this in my marriage today. I cannot bring this in my life, in my family today. I cannot bring this in my business today because I'm going to just burn down the house. And that's not what I'm trying to do. But a 20-year-old me who had like a different sense of self and a different sense of idea of who I was trying to be had like all the behaviors. I had all the bad behaviors. I had all the bad attitude, but I had to deconstruct that bad attitude. I had to deconstruct those bad behaviors in order to become better. And that's where my self-growth and self-improvement journey just like started, because I knew that how I was not serving the woman I was trying to be. And that was back then. And today is the same thing. Like there are things in my everyday life that I know I got to deconstruct. I can't be thinking that way. I can't be acting that way. I can't be speaking that way because it's negative. It's not serving anybody. It's not helpful. It's not nice. It's very, it's just a bad vibe, And that's not who I'm trying to be. So like being able to understand those behaviors and being able to understand the deconstruction that I'm trying to do is allowing me then to reconstruct and rebuild in a way and repurpose myself, like being like another chapter. And you know what's the best thing about all of this, ladies? You know what? This is the best thing ever about self-growth. This is the best thing ever about being our best selves, lady, is this. Nobody gotta know. Nobody has to know. Like, nobody has to know. I don't have to sit here and be like, tell my husband, you know what? I'm deconstructing some bad behavior because how I talked to you last night was not nice. I'm deconstructing that. I'm going to reconstruct myself. So I'm going to be better when I talk to you and all these things. And like, I'm trying to tell him, and then I'm going to go to my business partner. I'm going to say, Sonia, you know what? I'm reconstructing how I'm just trying to be because the fear came in when we talk about money. And no, I don't have to say that. Like, you can share it, but you're going to be deconstructing and reconstructing like on a constant basis. So you don't have to do that. You just have to change your behavior. You just have to change your attitude within yourself, and people will notice. Around you will notice, because the fact is that when you say that you're deconstructing and reconstructing to someone, then they kind of hold you accountable. But the deconstructing and the reconstructing happens in your own time. It happens in your own actions. It happens in your own way. So that's really, really important to note. So, and that's the beauty of it, is that you can just sit here and be like, time to deconstruct. That behavior did not serve me. How I did that meeting and how I spoke to that person did not serve me. And it's not the person I'm trying to be. That's not the woman I'm trying to be. How I spoke to my kids is not serving me. How I reacted in that situation is not serving me. And usually those situations and those behaviors are not isolated, right? It's like a behavior, it's a pattern. Sometimes it's something that comes back. So it's just like being able to identify that and being able to cut that and just like reconstruct, rebuild ourselves, like repurpose ourselves, give us the chance to step into the version of the woman we want to be. And how amazing is that? You can allow yourself to step into the version of the woman you want to be every single day of your life by simply asking yourself, is this action, is this word, is this way of being serving the woman I'm trying to be? Yes or no? And if it's no, let it go. If it's yes, just do it right now. And that is how we reconstruct, and that is how we're able to become the best version of ourselves, to become the next best version of ourselves. That is how we're able to grow and to move through life in the best way possible, because we're not getting our 20s back. And I don't want that. I literally do not want my 20s back. I'm grateful, but I do not want them back. And it's like, I'm going to make the best out of these next years. I'm going to make the best out of everything in every single aspects of my life. But I need to know what I'm deconstructing. I need to know what I'm letting go of, and I need to know what I'm able to be rebuilding, and I need to understand what type of woman I'm trying to be and be able to show up like her tomorrow. And now, ladies, it's your turn. Let's just all do it all together. Let's deconstruct, reconstruct. Let's just always give us the opportunity and the gift to build a life we love, to build a business we love, to build a relationship we love, to build all the things we love, and to water that, to nurture that, to nourish that in the best possible way. And by deconstructing and reconstructing ourselves, we allow ourselves to let go of what no longer works. We allow ourselves to kind of cut out the bad weeds, and we allow ourselves to plant new seeds. We allow ourselves to flourish new waters. No, we don't flourish new water. We allow ourselves to flourish new flowers, and we allow ourselves to grow inside our lives that we get the chance and we get the blessing to live. So that is that, my ladies. That was episode 5 for you. I hope this resonates. I hope if anything you get from this video is, I hope if anything, I'm just saying all the words. If there's anything you can take away from this video, I would just say you have the power, you have the ability, you have the choice, you have everything you need within you to create the life you want to create and to be the woman that you want to be. And stepping into that version of the woman you want to be is possible for you today. Yes. Okay, that was episode 5, my ladies, for you. Now, please let me know in the comments what is resonating with you. Let me know if you think that there's a woman out there in your circle that would benefit from this video. Please share with her. As you know, like, subscribe, share. Be here with me is just so magical. I'm just so grateful for you guys to be here with me. And please also, if there's any topics that you want me to dissect, to talk about, to read, to research on, I am all here. There's just going to be so much more exciting things coming for the Joy Talk. So I'm really excited, but I really want to take the moment to just say thank you once again for being here for episode 5. We're on a roll and we ain't going nowhere. So I'll see you next week, my ladies. And thank you so much for tuning in.